think there's a rule on YouTube now that like if you curse at a certain interval within the video, like that video can't be monetized. Like you have to wait 45 seconds.
Are we trying to monetize?
Well, I mean we can't. I mean we don't have enough subs or anything, but
yeah, but if we could, I mean it would just be like a drug fund, right? Which is kind of cool.
Slush fund.
Slush fund.
This is our shell company.
But yeah, it's alive.
All right. Well, we're back.
Sour
Long hiatus.
Hard boil. Yeah.
Hard boiled.
Yeah. New digs. Everything.
New
brand
apartment,
new spot. We got a new setup. No more lives. We're going off computer. For the next couple weeks, we'll be experimenting with some things. Right now, we got this guy. Try to get 2 of them. We'll see how it goes. Check out audio on the way back, and then do a lot more lives. We're going to go live now.
Yeah, I think we're trying to turn it more into like live, just reading. We've both already read the scans, so we're not doing reactions, but we're going to do like live reviews, have other people chime in if they want, tell us why we're idiots and why we're wrong, and then we'll respond by telling them why they're idiots.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of monetize. Also try to get, some of the big names in here, get some discussions going. The only reason why we started this whole thing up is just so we can talk to these people we disagree with. So it'd be really cool. Dritz, looking at you, man. I mean, we're also going to do Berserk. Dritz.
Oh, yeah.
Berserk reviews.
I think, we both just caught up.
Well,
So originally our videos kind of stopped when the pandemic hit. We were in different locations.
We did go live one time.
Then we kind of
slept on it and then...
Yeah. But we're going to try to be consistent with it. At least once a week, come on here, have a live discussion. Eventually, hopefully, people will come in, start talking with us. We're going to try to, have discussions with other YouTubers. We're going to just try to be like a forum for a lot of different takes where a lot of discussion can happen. And we can kind of, flesh out what we think about the series. Obviously, One Piece is my favorite manga.
Oh, it's my favorite story.
Yeah, One Piece, one of the greatest stories of all time ever written, probably. So we're just going to talk about it and, give our takes. So this video is going to be about Chapter 992, Remnants.
Coming off a long break because of Oda. It was tough. Really cucked us. Got some really good stuff coming. And then his apology letter was sincere, though. Took it all on himself. Did you read it? It was no excuses.
I see a lot of Luffy in him.
A lot of Luffy.
Yeah, so it starts with this color spread. I don't know if you have any initial notes on the color spread.
Well, it's a sea train. I mean, I think that's very cool. I mean, it's also... I mean, I'm not sure how many other people are in on this theory, but a lot of people have been theorizing Sasaki is actually... the child of what's her name? Of the drunk...
The mermaid in Water 7.
Yeah, the mermaid in Water 7, and that child is actually his child, which would be pretty interesting. I mean, there's similarities. He looks like a fish man. He loves to drink. And when you get a sea train, of course, your mind's going to go wonder. But it would be... sometimes it's overplayed when he makes everyone connected, but I think it would be kind of a cool connection if they could
There's
have
a 0% chance that's the case.
0?
Yeah, 0. Just because he's a fishman? Yeah. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, Dellinger is also Tom's kid.
Oh, is that a theory? I kind of like that one.
No, it's not a theory. He just made it up. Nah, I don't think that's true at all, but I do see the similarities.
Whose kid is that, though, then? Like, we know that's...
Sasuke?
No, the child. We know that's their grandchild. That's not their kid. So whose grandchild is that?
Who?
The little girl that's running around with the monkey all the time.
Oh, who's, like, her parents?
Yeah.
Oh. I have no idea.
Well, there you go. Also, is this Enma down here in the corner?
I think so. Oh, is that?
Is that the first time we see Enma? I mean,
wow,
that's
that
the Wado.
Purple?
That's Shishu, and then the purple looks hot.
Wow. Wait, what is the...
That's the one I want to get the tattoo of. The Sandai tattoo.
It's red?
I guess so, but yeah, that's definitely the grip. I don't think it's red in the anime.
It's not red in the anime.
Well, the anime messes up a lot of things like that.
It's interesting. In the color spread, Enma's like a light, like a fuchsia.
Fuchsia. Looks hot.
It's an interesting color. I'm not sure if I love it or hate it, to be honest.
I kind of like it. Purple's growing on me as a color.
But you know what I will say for the agenda? Is that you see Zoro here just slurping down ramen. Maybe it's Oden. some sort of noodle dish.
Looks like Kaido's on
and
the
then
bowl
right
too.
on the bowl is an Eastern dragon.
In blue.
Eerily in blue, looking very much like Kaido. ZKKC.
Well, I mean,
Zoro killing Kaido.
I mean, if Kinemon can cut Kaido, you goddamn sure that Zoro can cut him then.
Doesn't seem like Zoro ever learned that fire cutting technique that he asked.
He
Kinemon
saw
to teach
it.
him.
Kinemon, Zoro saw it, and he learned at that moment. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
It's just
no arguments here.
The problem with all these scabbards, again, I mean, we'll talk about it in the chapter. But each time a scabbard cuts Kaido, it takes away from the accomplishment if Zoro or Luffy ever cuts it. He's just like...
Well, I think this whole chapter does a lot of that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later, I guess. I do like that Sanji's giving Nami like an orange drink.
Yeah.
A little allusion to Orange Town.
Yeah, tangerines.
Tangerines.
Robin came in, get a good coverage on the cover page, you know.
No. You can't even show her face on a cover page. She's nothing. And then I was really confused when I first saw it. It was like, what is this black bear behind Jinbei? But it turns out that's like the mascot of like the hometown of Oda's hometown.
Oh, is it?
Like in China. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's
But it's also cool. We have Jinbei on the cover page. He's officially
all the way in the back.
A Straw Hat.
You know what this show tells me? Like in the immediate foreground, Luffy, Zoro.
Of course.
So who are the two heads of this crew? Who are the two stars of this crew?
We're not gonna get
you got Jinbei deep in the back. He's a helmsman. He can do whatever he wants at the helm. He's great at that. You know, we like his sage wisdom. But
are you hating on
the
Jinbei
Straw
right
Hats? The Straw Hats crew is Luffy, then Zoro, then everyone else.
Then Sanji.
Then Sanji, maybe. Sanji,
Actually, you
Jinbei,
might even be able to make the argument. It's Luffy, Zoro, Nami.
Oh, in terms of like the hierarchy of the crew.
Yeah.
I guess probably. I mean, before Jinbei came along, Nami was making every decision about.
Yeah, and then Robin came along and like Nami realized real fast she's not the smartest person on the crew.
On the ship, yeah.
And she really had to come to terms with that. And then Robin's like, "Yeah, I'm not trying to take your spot. Do your thing."
Yeah.
But like we all know, Robin's the smartest person on the crew.
Okay, we've spent way too long on the covers.
That's why our videos go 2 hours long.
Just
love this intro with Big Mom just sitting down, and this translation's way better now.
Oh, okay. So I haven't read. So I've read the scans, but I haven't read the most recent translation of it. So are we gonna read? Should we read the chapter? Should we go through it or?
Yeah. Why not? Fuck it.
All right. So
right away, has this been the same intro of every single chapter? It's just Onigichiyama.
Well, it does look sick. You got the big skull in the background, the Japanese umbrella hut things with the lanterns.
Ogres. That big sword cut off that ogre's head. Yeah, that's how it's an island.
Okay, so this is what's going on here. Big Mom meeting with Perospero and Marco. And Big Mom just says, "Got that, Perospero? The alliance with Kaido was my idea."
Sick. Right away, scolding him.
Just putting Perospero in his place. "I'm sure it was, Mama, but remember, we've all been dreaming of the day you become king of the pirates, Perorin." "Of course I know that. What, don't you kids trust me?" Okay, already this is a much better translation.
So much better. No, yeah.
And then Barros says, "Oh, well, that's a relief."
That's going back to everyone's theory that Big Mom would betray Kaido. This really starting to hint towards that. Maybe she wants the poneglyph. Maybe she has a plan up her sleeve. But it does seem like this alliance with Kaido is not what it seems like. And then you just got Marco just
sick panel of Marco just
not
adjusting
even
his
sweating,
glasses.
just sitting as an equal with Big Mom almost. Right, there you go.
Yeah, he's just standing there because okay.
Yeah.
I don't have to get into it, but I said in one of our videos
I know,
a long time ago,
Top
I said
30s. I know.
Big Mom. I wasn't even gonna say that. I said that Marco is going to come to Wano.
Well, yeah.
And you're like, who's he gonna fight? It's like, well, I don't know. He could stall Big Mom.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want Dragon to stall Big Mom.
We'll see.
To show his strength right off the bat. Okay?
We'll see what happens with
Put him
1000.
at Yonko level when he squares up against Big Mom. Doesn't even sweat.
So Marco says, I see. In that case, despite your invitation to work together, it would seem our mutual goal of vanquishing the ogre Kaido is no more. Perospero.
Love that they use the word ogre.
So the last translation said demon. This translation says ogre.
Yeah.
I'm honest. I'm gonna reserve judgment until the official comes out.
The official says ogre a lot in the beginning chapters, in the Viz official.
In the beginning chapters of Wano?
Yeah, I started reading Wano again, and like they really, that's when I got onto the whole Kaido's an ogre. Ogres used to run wild on Wano, and it was the Kazuki clan that kind of like killed the ogres, and that's kind of leads into why Kaido kind of has relation to Wano and kind of takes over Wano. And then you like Onigashiyama means like ogre, like that's an ogre island. Okay. They have clubs. They like to drink. They're very big in Japanese mythology. And you have this huge skull in Onigashiyama. You don't know it is a skull, confirmed. And you have this huge sword next to it.
Is it a real skull though? I don't think it's a real skull.
You think he sculpted it that way? You think he had slave? I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
Because for two reasons. Because A, think about how many people are inside of the castle. We're inside the castle at the time. Like for that to be a skull, like that person would have to be like the size of a country.
Ogres. I mean,
I don't think so. And the second reason is because there's a whole plotline of Wano where like Frankie or was trying to find like the blueprints to like whoever like built this castle. And
well, it's like when you build it's not like the skull had hotel rooms in it. You know, I mean, you're gonna need something out of it.
I don't know if there was ever.
Okay, so then next to like whoever designed it, they designed a skull and they just decided to bring in this huge sword and stab it right next to it. For aesthetic value?
Yeah, I think so.
The sword's interesting.
I mean, maybe the sword was there from
it looks
before.
really cool,
maybe,
but it'd be kind of cool if they kind of tie it back into like someone used that sword to cut off this guy's head, and now it's an island. I mean, anyways, whatever. So anyway, it's just a sick. Oda does this all the time. Like people go off. You have like equal heads talking, planning while a lot of actions are going on. Yeah. Reminds me a lot of when Luffy talked to Law back at Punk Hazard.
Oh, interesting.
You know, there's like in a distance, they're putting together great.
I thought you were gonna say Luffy and Whitebeard.
No, not some because they're like talking on the thing, you know. This is like just kind of cool. Anyways, keep going up. He's sick. Yeah. Big Mom is giving Marco mad props in this one.
Yeah, so Big Mom comes out. Oh, Marco, I thought you were better than this, helping out these whippersnappers. Okay. So sad how Whitebeard's remnants have lost their way. Chapter title. Okay. You sure you're not mistaking the meaning of the word remnants? Big Mom?
The doctor was giving Big Mom a grammar lecture. I love this.
Love that. Big Mom goes,
This motherfucker's talk. Dude, the fact that Marco can talk back to Big Mom like this shows he's not afraid of her.
Dude, Marco, the Gurusei gave Marco that emperor
but I mean,
hype.
They would have to. He's number one, so of course he's gonna be the guy that might take over the Whitebeard Pirates. But yes. And then he lost, so I mean, whatever.
Yeah. If Blackbeard didn't get the Gurgur and Omi, Marco could be Yonko right now. That's facts. Marco, do you think that Pops' voice is still binding us to his will? Everyone who's left is free. Free in bold. It's the theme of this story.
Yeah, everything's about freedom.
Big Mom, that's right. Dead men give no orders. Do as you will. And then it's battle of Carrot and Wanda. Ooh, and I love this. Wanda goes, Carrot, where are you going? To avenge Pedro, I know who I saw. So this is setting up like Carrot and Wanda versus Pero.
I still think they'll need a little bit more help.
No way. I think that's even.
Dude, Pero, man, he's the oldest son of Big Mom. He's worth $800 million.
Okay, and Carrot's one of the strongest. She's like
she almost fucked up Zora.
In my when you first see Carrot, she is strong.
I know she's.
And in my ranking of like the Mink warriors who are all strong, who are all strong. There's no fodder in the mix. You have Inu Neku, obviously.
The Guardians.
Then you have the Guardians, and then you have Carrot and Wanda.
Yeah, okay.
And I think probably like Shishilian versus Pero might be a good match. I mean,
my main point is Pedro was one of the strongest Minks, not including Inu and Neku, right?
Yeah.
Pedro's one of the strongest.
He's the tier below.
And he struggled fighting, what's his name, in Whole Cake Island? The guy with the egg.
Okay.
Who kept transforming. Like, he had to do a bunch of gimmicks.
I mean, he kind of didn't struggle. He kind of messed him up, I feel like.
He did, but eventually the guy kept evolving, and it was kind of like an equal fight. But I'm saying, like, he's struggling with that guy. Like, where does that guy measure with Pero? Pero is way stronger.
Well, yeah, I don't think Pedro can beat Pero.
Has a busted Devil Fruit. Now, his Devil Fruit has weaknesses, like we've seen. Like, Heat doesn't do too well with it, so there's ways to get around it.
Carrot and Wanda in Sulong form against Pero
would help. I still think they need
That's a good matchup.
I think I've been saying Carrot's going to need someone else to help her out, It would be kind of cool if Wanda and Carrot kind of team up and take him out.
And it's when we first meet Carrot, we meet them together, Carrot and Wanda.
I don't care how it happens. I mean, as we see with Kaido and the Scabbards, it doesn't really matter about strength. It's however Oda wants to write it. So it's like, I would be sick to see Carrot have her own fight, beat Paris Paros. But I just think that's really...
I think Carrot versus Paris Paro is a stretch. Carrot would need to have some blooming moment in the fight.
Oh, big time.
Which is just not... But she's just... But more than even Sulong Carrot versus Paris Paro is like maybe not enough.
I was saying, so Wanda helps, but I don't know. I still think
she did like what she like. I mean, she didn't beat Daifuku, who I think is on the same power level as Paris Paro.
She never fought,
but she like
used him,
duped him.
Yeah,
which is beating him in a sense.
But
so I think if she uses a wits like an Usopp fight, she uses smarts mixed with her strength and Sulong plus Wanda. I think that's definitely possible.
It is. Sulong helps out big time.
And I love the matchup.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. I just want to see Carrot get her own. I'm a furry, you know. I've been for Carrot for Straw Hat since the very beginning. I love her design. I love her character. I don't know why people are so against her.
Anytime you say for Straw Hat, you're going to create a polarized two sides.
Fuck them. I don't really care what they say. And I think I like how she's been kind of going with like all the minks in general, like with Inu and Neku, how they're just stowaways. They just keep stowing themselves away onto these ships so they mean to escape. Just love it. I love her. I love her on the crew. I really do. I mean, she doesn't get enough action and all that kind of stuff, but she has great power. Chopper, any of her dialogue with Chopper is always great. So it's cool. If she gets her own fight and she wins, I think that'll be a very defining moment for her.
Yeah, would love that. But I do think that, I mean, since when we first met Carrot, the dynamic that Carrot had with Luffy was so cool. Because they were both strong and Carrot's kind of like doesn't care about, like, she's like...
She just wants to explore.
She was like kind of like a counterpoint to Luffy. Like, they're very similar in a lot of ways. And I could see like them having this relationship where she's kind of like Luffy's helper. And because she's also really strong and like doesn't care about anything, will just go and do whatever she wants. And I thought like that dynamic would be interesting on the crew, but she's really become like fully a background character since that point, and she has not really had much time to shine.
Well, I mean, it's the problem with all. It's the problem with all.
Wano really, she has not been here at all. Okay, Gallant, she did have moments.
Yeah,
where
there was
like,
a moment
huge.
where we're gonna start up a segment called "Where the Fuck Is."
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can't do that for the montage.
No, we can do it.
We'll block it out. But Carrot was in Wano. She wasn't anywhere. Like people freaked out when she was in the background of like one panel.
Yeah,
but
she's gone.
But this is the problem with all of the shit post time skip is there's just so many characters. It's tough to give shine to everybody else. You know, it's like Carrot's arc was Zoe, and now this is the Scab. So like it's kind of hard to squeeze her in there. You wish that she did a little bit more.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I think like Oda does a good job in other arcs of like where he splits characters up into groups, and then they have storylines, and those storylines are very defined, and we follow those storylines, and it all makes sense. In this, it's kind of not like Wano. It's not like that. It's like every individual kind of was doing their own things, and sometimes they would group together, and then sometimes they wouldn't be together, and it was kind of hard to follow at times, especially in Act 2 of Wano, and then...
But, I mean, the cover page, she wasn't in the cover page, so she's not on the crew.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely not on the crew now. I feel like just from reading Wano, like, there's no chance that she's gonna... This is, like, the end of her storyline here.
You
her
think so?
beating Paros Paro, yeah.
Nah, I think she's coming along with them.
We'll see her in the final war, maybe, but nah, I don't think so. I think this is the end of her like journeying. Like I think this is going to be the end of the Yonko saga, and I think
this
we're
is going to be
prune a lot of the characters.
I think this is going to be just like Usopp. They're about to set sail, and they're like, "Carrot, why aren't you hopping on?" Like one of those things.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, and then some fodder says,
and then Luffy's going to the roof. Someone's got to intercept him, though. It can't be that easy.
No, it's not going to happen like that. There's no way. Yeah. Unless next chapter, which will probably happen. We can talk about this later, but will probably happen where Kaido just KOs all the Scabbards.
Oh, it needs to, yeah.
And then Luffy could show up like right after that.
That's when it needs to happen. It's like, we tried. So he's like, I got it from here, guys. Like, I knew you guys had no chance. Like, it was cute, Kinemon. You thought you could take his head.
Well, that's like exactly what Kaido said to Jack.
Yeah.
So some fodder says, Straw Hat, go onward. He's like, thanks. Banquet hall inside the castle. The whole island is in an uproar. Do you think they'll come up here? There's no one in the tatami room with us. Can you imagine? Will you play a song for us, Miss Maria? of course, how about this one? On a snowy night, two who wish to be united but could never be together. And then it's like, this is a panel. So Black Maria is like playing the whatever that instrument's called, which is interesting because it's the same. This is
it's funny that Oda says that the manga has nothing to do with the anime, but he's really inserting a lot of musical numbers into the. Like,
yeah,
it's
which
almost
is like,
like
this
he's
is not like I can't hear that.
I can't. I mean, it's sick. I'm imagining in my head. I'm like, the music goes.
Yeah, I got
right,
it too.
it goes right into the thing, but it's like he's doing this for the anime.
Yeah,
I mean, this is going to be a sick transition of Black Mirror playing because. I mean, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, but 3 pages would go right into Scabbards and Kaido, which is sick. Like, I'm just imagining...
And the song is like a setup for it.
I'm imagining bing, 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 and then like right there you have
exactly.
like them running this way and them running... Just a beautiful transition.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean...
But right
all
now,
this stuff is gonna be
Yamato's still trying to chase down fucking this shit. You got to wonder who she's going to fight for Momo's sake.
Yeah, Yamato's chasing Shinobu and Momonosuke.
Yeah.
You gotta... What did you just say?
You got like who's Yamato? Yamato needs to protect Momonosuke from somebody. So who's she gonna fight? We thought it was gonna be Ulti for a second. Doesn't look that way. It's gonna be interesting.
I guess it could be interesting if she's somehow involved in the fight against Orochi, like fighting Kanjuro or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
No, we're gonna get to that actually in a little bit. Actually, in a couple pages.
Right.
That was actually one of my big hot takes I was gonna give you today.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I think is interesting about this is when we first get introduced to Hiyori Komurasaki, she's also like playing this instrument.
Thing. Yeah,
she's doing the same thing.
Well, it's almost the same exact panel.
It's almost the same exact panel.
I love those close inserts, but Oda's kind of done it like 12 times with this fucking instrument. Like,
yeah.
But like switch it, like maybe put your fingers on the keys, like it's always tweaking that, and then right away, bling bling bling.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that Hiyori and Black Maria are like they've definitely crossed paths before.
They're prostitutes.
They're both like courtesans. They're both in the same exact business, and they're both playing the same instrument. It's a lot of interesting parallels that are being made right here. I don't know what really to draw from that, but Black Maria could have taught Hiyori how to do this.
No,
I think
we saw Hiyori playing all the way back with Odin. It was one of my favorite Odin moments. He's like, dude, that sounds terrible.
but we don't know how she actually ended up learning. Maybe she just kept trying.
I think she just kept trying. Yeah.
But
I think it's just
if she ran off and went to the castle, maybe she found Black Maria. And
I mean, I don't know much about Japanese culture, but I think this is kind of just like a common. It's like a very, just I don't know. But anyways, beautiful song. I mean,
I guess courtesans had to play music, right? The geishas or whatever.
Yeah,
they had to like be
it's
entertainers.
Just a thing. Yeah, it's just a thing. Yeah.
Maybe. And okay, so the song continues. At last, we'll meet beneath the light of the moon. Moon reference.
Always moon reference.
Ooh, it's so romantic.
Passions run high. Dude, this translation is way better than the first one we have.
Yeah, it's way better.
Let's stay with let's stay with Black Maria. So, I mean, we have Black Maria up here by herself. Now, is she guarding the poneglyphs? And does this set up a fight with her and Robin? Because that's what everybody wants. Okay, is a Robin fight.
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't had a good one since Skypiea. One of the best choreography fights there was in general, all of One Piece. I mean, it's basically Robin fighting this guy. He's destroying history, and Robin just does not play with that.
It's definitely not one of the best choreographed.
Oh, it's beautifully choreographed fight.
Short.
What? This piece is short.
You're saying this is a better choreographed fight than like Sanji at Arlong Park or any of Sanji's fights?
Well, Sanji has the best choreographed fights, plain and simple. Because unlike Luffy and Zoro, where they just overpower people, he does like creative moves that really play into his fucking. Like he has some of the choreographed fights Sanji has are some of the coolest fights I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I just like the whole thing around Robin's fight of this guy's destroying history,
cool.
And then she does the thing. Well, but eventually she uses his dials against him.
Right.
It's a good fight. But anyways, we haven't had one. Black Maria vs. Robin would be great, and it'll be cooler adding on one more level.
It's also Robin's only fight in the entire series.
That's what I'm saying. Well, no, she beat the shit out of Pell.
I mean,
and I was thinking about it.
Call that a fight,
I was thinking about it the other day because we've talked about like what devil fruit would you have?
Yeah.
Pell's devil fruit isn't that bad of a devil fruit.
No, Pell's that's a great
like
devil fruit.
That's better than
But if I had to pick any devil fruit, am I picking a zone?
I think so, dude. I think people are sleeping on it. Mythical zones.
Zones are the worst.
Mythical zones
are interesting, but he's
best.
just like a bird, isn't he?
He's the best, but like, dude, imagine Rob Lucci with Pell's fruit.
instead of the wolf or whatever
Instead
he is.
of the leopard.
Leopard.
Dude, that's pretty fucking badass. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. Leopard's pretty badass. No.
Dude, that fruits. I mean, it's a whole other story. Anyways,
interesting concept.
I just think it'd be cool. She's sitting by herself.
It does set up a fun dynamic for Robin.
She's waiting for somebody. It'll be cool with Robin. And I'm still saying the Straw Hats are going to fail in Wano, right? Whatever they're trying to accomplish, they're going to fail. And then Caribou is going to have a poneglyph.
Caribou is definitely going to play a role at some point in
He's going to store something.
The future of the arc. I definitely don't think that we're going to fail. We're too late into this.
No. I mean, like, fail. Like, they're going to succeed. Like, Kaido's going to get defeated, all that shit. But, like, when they leave, they're going to be like, oh, man, I wish we had that poneglyph. And, Caribou's going to come through, like...
Sure.
I got you. Like, one of those things. Like, same thing with Brooks when he, like, opened up his head and he had the, anyways.
I can see it.
Black Maria's by herself. Someone's going to have to approach her. It would be cool if she's the one guarding
Interesting for Robin.
And,
I think Sanji could play a role, but then...
But Sanji never fights a woman, though.
I know, but that's the thing, is that he always gets the fights that he can't fight. Like, he gets the, whatever. Like, because what I'm thinking of is, like, the Khalifa fight. And I could see something similar to that, because Sanji was, like, in this area of the castle before. And then he gets tied in, he loses, and then Robin comes in, and then Sanji goes on to fight someone else, Queen, I don't know.
I mean, Sanji finding the prostitute's house is not that surprising. I mean, the guy just sniffs it out.
Yeah, I could... Yeah.
Anyways, we know where Black Maria is. She's off to the side. She's waiting for somebody.
If Robin got a fight, I would be so insanely pumped.
I think everyone's going to get a fight. I think there's going to be a lot of team-ups, but I think everyone's going to get a fight.
Alright, and then we get bang, 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 bang. And then,
get bang, bang, bang.
Sick.
Things are running high.
Panel.
Are we going to talk about Odin and, is that, like, going to hint at Odin Toki coming back? No, right?
This?
No, the song.
Oh, why do you think it hints at Odin and Toki coming back?
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, on a sleepless night, two souls long to be with each other. I mean, dude, if they bring back Odin, I'd be so fucking pissed.
That would be horrible.
That'd be horrible. Anyways, great song. We're going bing, 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 bing. They're laughing. Right into the fight, yeah. We got a sick foreground of my boy Neko.
Close up around his face. Scar on his face.
Well, he's foreground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Close up. I mean, it's kind of confusing. We're on a Manga Plus, so it's like a scroll. So this is a double spread, so we really can't see what's going on.
Yeah.
But you got all the scabbers coming at him. They're going at it. Kaido's charging in. We got the music going.
Yeah,
and the way the anime's been going lately, guys, I'm actually getting really excited. They've really been starting to crank it up with the anime. Really starting to put in a lot of work. And if they're shooting it like they've been recently, this scene in particular is going to be fucking lit. I could already see some of the Wano petals in the bottom here, and we go right into it.
Yeah.
Kaido versus Scabbers.
I think it's snow.
Snow, yeah.
Because she's singing about like a snowy night and all this stuff.
It's going to be absolutely gorgeous in the anime. As long as the pacing's good.
Is there like, do you think like the dawn that Toki was, the prophecy that Odin told Toki to say was like the dawn is like an actual thing and something is gonna happen, or do you think it just means this?
100% Luffy's gonna be like standing silhouette with like the sun rising.
Oh, okay.
Well, like one of those. Like I think
Skypiea.
Yeah, like right now in the nighttime, it's gonna be a thing. But I definitely think by the time sunrise comes up, the Straw Hats are victorious. Like Luffy is the dawn.
Yeah.
Because they're waiting on somebody, so like that's the whole thing. But anyways, sick panel, Kaido versus them, double spread.
This looks amazing.
Get into it.
Actually, the art throughout this chapter looks amazing.
And like I'm saying, like I don't know why he's giving us notes. I'm singing when I go into this one. I'm like bing ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Getting like amped up. You know, I'm seeing them run at each other. I'm like, okay, this is sick.
All
right. Kaido goes right for attack.
Kaido goes right for an attack.
Skull breaking. Do you think that broke through? There's a hole in the skull, or
definitely
just a little bit of a crack?
We're crushing this skull.
I mean,
this skull's coming down.
I mean, that's Red Force podcast big thing. He's so angry about it. It's like, that was the skull not breaking. That was the skull not breaking.
Oh, really? I didn't hear him say that.
He won't shut up about it.
Yeah, so you got all of them just like...
They jump. Kaido throws an attack. They dodge. They avoid.
This is honestly hard to see. Like, I don't... The art looks amazing, but, like, I would only have known that this was thunder, that lightning, that
they give us
out
dialogue.
of his mouth.
Well, I mean, that's why
because he tells us. So, visually, I think there's a little bit of a misstep there, because someone had to say it in dialogue, or else I would have never known that's what's happening.
Well, no, the problem is, if we knew that his roar could be thunder...
Well, we do know that, because it says he controls the element. Well, we know Eastern Dragons control the elements.
Well, we know them, but we haven't seen it. So, like, if we'd known him do it before, we see, like, okay, this is his classic lightning move.
I think, only time we've ever as seen an artist, you should probably just be able to tell.
Well, the problem is that he's doing all these hockey shit lately. So, like, is that hockey? Is that Conquerors? Well,
I can't even tell that anything's coming out of his mouth.
There's clearly something coming out of his mouth. You can see it right here and there. And then you see this blowing up the roof. I mean, it's definitely obvious, but it's nice that he throws in that Oda does. I mean, sometimes you gotta use dialogue to explain.
Nobody would be able to tell that that's what he's trying to draw here, and that's a misstep, in my opinion. And then every single one of the scabbards easily defend against this attack.
Well, they're elusive, you know.
Are they? When has it ever shown us, like, Rock Kinnaman being elusive?
Dude, this is the moment they've been waiting for their entire fucking life, yo.
Then, like, he's getting just double teamed by Raizo and Kinnaman.
They dodge the attack. Oh my god, here we go. We're gonna get into this. Yeah, he dodged the attack. They go up, and then what happens? Yeah.
And then there's like grrr, and then he's like
he goes after him again.
Does not affect any of them.
Well, here's Raizo. He's
Raizo says his roaring turns to lightning.
These are cool little sprites.
Izo,
cool, I know how much you hate Izo, but Izo looks cool as
it looks really cool, but it's also really weird that everyone's like using swords except for the ninja, which is also Japanese, and Izo's just there, just like shooting bullets. So weird.
We identified this problem before Wano even happened. We said if Izo's coming, where does he fit in with the fucking guns? Okay. Yeah. We know it. It's there, and now it's just there. You just gotta accept it's weird. I mean, whatever.
Then Neko, who by the way looks sick throughout this entire chapter, though his Sulong form looks exactly the same as his regular form. There's almost no difference at all.
I mean, he's gonna be pale white when he goes. I mean, he's just black and white right now.
Could have done better with the design there.
What do you? Jeez.
Neko swirls like a tornado, comes up at Kaido.
Sick.
Crimson Cat Dance? That's what this translation calls it?
Sick.
Oh, I love that.
Sick. Goes right for the jaw on him.
That is sick. Goes right for the jaw, slashes him.
And then my boy Kawamatsu.
And then Kawamatsu comes with
Kappa. Right
in front of the moon. Right in front of the moon.
Yeah, sick. Kappa
he comes
style.
down.
Yeah.
Then he does this thing which I have no idea what this attack is doing. Do you have any idea what's happening here?
Yeah, he cuts the mouth a little bit here.
But how? What is this attack? What is this?
This is like it's like a flying slash. It's like Zoro's flying
But
slash.
It's a circle.
Yeah, it's like a tornado. He's spinning with the slash. You don't want to get caught up in that bitch.
What?
Dude, come on.
You know what's happening?
That's a sick panel, man. Come on.
He's
coming down.
Looks really cool,
he's coming in.
I have no idea what's happening.
He sends it, River of Sea. He's doing the spin. It's the same one when he first did the introduction, you know?
It looks really cool.
Once you leave your feet, it's over.
But I don't understand. Is it like a ripple effect?
No, I think he does the slash and he's spinning, so it just looks like a tornado. It's just like Zoro's
So attack. It's the same exact attack as Zoro's, but that's not what it looks like, his attack.
The problem with swordsmen is you can't get that creative with them. Okay?
I don't agree with that.
For finishing attacks? I mean, how many flying slashes can you do?
You can do a bunch.
Well, you got a different one now. You're saying,
this is not... You can't tell what it is.
You know exactly what it is.
No, I actually have no idea what it is. If it was like a hypnotizing circle, you know, one of those, then I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. It's like a circular kind of concentric thing that's going on.
It's very easy to tell what's going on in this fucking panel.
No, you have no idea what's going on. And if
I just told you what was going on.
If you didn't see that panel right there, you would have no idea if he took damage, how the attack worked.
Okay, anything. Well then that's why he drew it, to show that he cut damage.
But it's impossible to see how this attack works.
Dude, you see it here.
But how did it hit his mouth?
He has an open mouth right here, dude.
So where is it coming from?
Oh my fucking god, dude. I ain't gonna get into this.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It's a flying slash that he spins around in a circle with. I don't even see what's so fucking complicated about this.
How is it? Where is it hitting him?
What?
Where are the attacks coming from?
What?
So he slashes like this, right?
Yes.
And then he creates a circle around Kaido.
Yes.
And then what?
That moves. A circle doesn't stay stagnant. So if he starts here, the circle's going to go like this. So by the time it's here, the whole slice is going to come through. So by the time it reaches this point...
No, these are two separate circles.
No, they're combined.
Where are they combined?
What? Right when it loops around. So it starts here, boom, around.
They're not combined.
It starts here, it goes around, and it goes, look around, about...
They're literally, you're making that up.
Dude, it's a fucking.
You guys can look at the panel and tell for yourselves.
I mean, I don't know why you're this is where you're seeing complaints with. I mean, and then you say like, I don't even know if he takes damage or not, and then the next panel shows you.
It's impossible to see how he takes the damage. Is what I said.
How is it impossible when you see it?
Yeah, but how did it hit his mouth? It's nowhere near his mouth. It makes no sense.
Anyways,
then some fodder says, their attacks are hurting Kaido.
Yeah.
Kaido glares. He goes to swipe Kawamatsu. I'm also kind of confused with
No. This is very clear, and this is what I'm very excited about.
Because it's just that Inu's attack stopped him?
No. It's where did Kawamatsu get sent to? Okay. He just got smacked the fuck out of, right? Okay. They're on the roof.
He did.
And you see him flying, okay? Where's Hiyori?
Is that him?
Yeah, it's him. Where's Hiyori?
Really?
That's him. That's him getting launched. That's an attack. Kaboom. Launched. And then our boy Ino comes in and does a sick fucking move in Sulong with his leg. It's actually so cool.
But anyways, Inu actually looks
so sick.
Really cool and very different from his base form, which is sick.
Oda confirmed
Canine Scorch.
Oda confirmed 4 strongest scabbards at the end of this chapter. But anyways, let's get back into the more important part right here.
I don't agree with that.
Kawamatsu gets sent, right? Oda's already been doing this lately in this arc specifically with Big Mom, where attacks have impacts later on in the story. So when Big Mom did her attack against Luffy, it ended up freeing Sasuke, right? So with this, we see Kawamatsu getting sent. Now, we know Hiyori is off on Agishiyama, right? She's off over in there in Ringo.
That's what we think.
It's believed Orochi's dead. It's believed Kanjuro's dead. Yet we saw Fuku, whatever his fucking name is, I can never remember it, the ninja, run off somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm under the belief that Orochi is not dead. I'm also under the belief that Kanjuro is not dead. This would open up the path where Kawamatsu gets sent away, sees Orochi and Kanjuro, and then he feels entitled to take down Kaido, but he knows his first objective is to protect Hiyori, which will set up a sick fight between Kawamatsu and Kanjuro as they try to take down him with the what's the fox's name? Because the foxes right now is protecting Hiyori. You gotta assume he's gonna lose the fight. So if we get a Kawamatsu fight against Kanjuro to protect Hiyori,
Fox is protecting Hiyori. That's what Hiyori is right now.
Yeah, she's wherever the weapons were in Ringo, wherever it is. And we know Kawamatsu and that fox have a history. That's how they did the whole thing together. So it'd be very interesting if Oda uses Kawamatsu getting sent off in this attack as a bridge to show Orochi alive and how he's scheming. I'm very excited to see where because I was bummed when at the end of the chapter when they do the big old cut. Like why isn't Kawamatsu in there? But I think Oda's going to give Kawamatsu his own little shine.
That's interesting. That is actually a good take, and that would go into one of my theories that. It sets up a really good dynamic because, like, the fox is connected to Kawamatsu, Hiyori's there, Momo's probably also, or Momo's here.
Yeah.
But I think I was saying that some combination of Momo and or Hiyori were going to be the ones to take down Orochi.
Okay.
And so I think this would set up actually a really interesting thing where it's Kawamatsu, the fox, what's his name, like Yukimaru or something? Yukimaru and Hiyori against Kanjuro and Orochi. And maybe
I wasn't even thinking of Orochi, but Orochi would be cool if he's in the fight.
If he's like there also, yeah. And then that would be actually really interesting, really cool fight. I'm with you. I think either Orochi and Kanjuro are both dead or they're both alive. I think it makes it much more sense for them both to be alive with so many remaining plot lines going on. So many things need to be on.
It would be sick if that's the way Orochi died. That would be sick. I would love Oda for doing it, but I definitely think there's more there.
It would be a cool
and you
choice,
not seeing Kanjuro die.
Leaving all those narratives. I don't know. It's kind of
I don't like it. I want Orochi to be alive. Yeah. I want to see more from his fruit, and I really want to see him beg. I wanted to see him like in the ground on his knees, just crying for mercy. Really ugly kind of shit.
Right, that's what I wanted. That's what I've always wanted. Like from really like for him to get like truly defeated, for it to be hard, for it to be like some emotional payoff. Yeah. And just a one panel like headshot was just not.
No, it was sick. I mean, the coolest part about that whole panel is that it's just King just holding up the sword for Kaido.
Yeah,
just like he's just
that is
sick,
right. Yeah,
and like he knows Kaido's mindset. Yeah, King, we need more from King. I need a King flashback. Anyways, Ino looking
Yeah, I was
sick.
gonna say that before. So do you think, like, because maybe Kaido is like an ogre or something, that King's race is gonna be some other, like, mythical being like
Well, you
that?
know my theory.
What's
I'm
your
actually, I'm going to take it, Juba. If you're listening, you're probably not. You guys hate YouTube, and we've gone at it a bunch of times. But Juba is actually the
Discord
guy.
mod
Discord.
name
Juba the
drop.
Tuba.
Interesting.
He's the one who actually brought it up. I'm not sure if he originated the idea, but he's the one who said, he's the guy I say he saw it first. He's saying that King is actually a Tengu, which is basically the mask that the guy with the sword was wearing, and the guy who designed swords was wearing in the very beginning.
The guy who just...
Anyways, Tengus are basically, they have really long noses like Usopp.
Tenguyama.
Yeah. They also normally have wings and everything. If you look them up, Matt just brought them up, looks pretty sick. So in Juba's theory, which what he was saying that someone broke that nose off of King, and that's why he has a flat nose, and it also plays into why he has wings and everything, and he has this whole like BDSM mask and everything like that. But I think it's very interesting. I mean, Oda's going big in Japanese mythology. Tengu's a very big thing. It'll be really cool in a flashback seeing someone just break his nose off, and that explains why.
That would have to be a part of the Kaido flashback, right?
It very well could be. It could be Kaido snapping it off, for all I know. I don't know.
King is like the first person that kind of broke their
maybe Big Mom was like making him use his nose for like sex and shit, you know, just bobbing back and forth and just snatch it off in there.
One push in was just too
One
good.
push in, and then she got too excited with the hips, you know. And
Well, we know King and Big Mom have some sort of connection. I mean, she wants him.
You know, she wants all the first. Oh, like, it's a big Yonko thing. They all kind of want the first commanders.
Yeah.
But anyways, Ino's looking sick.
Yeah, Ino looks sick. Kicks, stabs.
Clearly breaking through. Uses his leg, which should be a handicap, as a weapon. Sick. And now we got your favorite part. So, big question with this. So next panel, we got Kiku and we got Izu.
This is another thing.
Do you think they're combining their attacks?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to understand what's happening here.
Yeah.
Because it says fallen snow scythes, which sounds like that's Kiku's attack, and then slicing rounds, which sounds like that's Izo's attack.
It would be cool if they're combining.
And it does kind of look like there's bullets like inside of some of these.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like a combination shot, which is kind of cool. I mean,
that's cool.
The brothers haven't been together for all this time. Yeah. You know. Also, to understand, I thought Kiku was known for her fucking mask in Udon. She doesn't wear that anymore. She wears this, which is sick. Don't get me wrong. It's a sick samurai fucking outfit. But I loved that mask.
It's like the same, isn't it?
No, it's way different. Look it up. It's way different. Kiku Udon.
Kiku, the falling snow.
Yeah.
Right? Of the lingering snow.
Of the lingering snow. It's also a sick panel when you first get in. It's actually a funny one too. It's
it's this one with the horns.
So much cooler.
It looks like Yamato and like Black.
Actually, it is the same almost a little bit. You got the tongues and shit. It's just black this time.
I think it's just you just can't really see it that well in these panels.
Yeah, but I mean,
cutting off.
You can see the horns though, so it is a little bit similar. Anyways, I loved it. Love Kiku as a character.
Kiku's. I mean, there's not much to her character, but her design's very cool, and the times that we see her, it's very cool. Yeah,
dude,
she's not like a joke like Raizo. She's not like a gag character.
I think Raizo did that because of Naruto. You know, you gotta make ninjas kind of a gag.
Kaido says, "Enough nonsense," and then he's like, "It's like a thought bubble. None of these attacks bear resemblance to Odin's blades. So why can they cut me?"
So annoying.
So, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious from this that all the scabbards have Ryo. Which is like this.
We're gonna go into the Ryo thing.
Which is based on
are you classifying Ryo as advanced? It's the second level of Haki advanced armament.
So as I was saying, based on what Hyogoro said in Udon to Luffy and how he explained Ryo as a flow of energy, which is the same way that Rayleigh used it in Rusukaina against the elephant, flowing Haki out of his palm to hit the elephant, the same way that he used it to free Shaki and Sabati in the same way that Luffy used it in the Prison of Udon, and that's how Hyogoro described Ryo. So even though Hyogoro thinks like
it's not true
that it's just base Haki, what it is it's an advanced form of armament Haki where you have the Haki flow through your body and out of your body, and then you can also have that energy go inside someone and hit them from the inside out, which is how Hyogoro explained it.
But that's not how Hyogoro explained it. Hyogoro explains it saying Ryo is what we call it here, but you outsiders might call it something different.
Yeah.
So Ryo...
But he doesn't know what hockey is.
Okay,
so he's incorrect
but
in saying that.
He's saying... No, he knows what hockey is.
But then when he explains it is not what hockey is.
Well, he explains it...
Because hockey's different.
He explains it in two
hockey's coating your arms. That's not a flow of energy.
Well, no. He says it in two different ways.
Observation hockey's not a flow of energy.
Okay.
He's talking about arm hockey specifically?
In his description, he says you can... There's one form of Ryo where you can use it either as an invisible armor or way for deadly attack, which is, yes, this. That's the baseline of hockey. And there's another way where you can propel it outward, which we saw him and Rayleigh do it. Then when Luffy does the neck thing, he says, you're doing a whole new level of hockey I've never seen before.
Of Ryo.
Of hockey.
Of Ryo. Of specifically the Ryo type of hockey.
But it's still hockey. So he's saying there's another advance. So I'm saying, is there 3 levels then? Is there the base form, which is just you coating your arms, which Sanji has?
Yeah.
Is it the second one, which Zoro has, where you can actually send out a slash, where you can propel things? We've also seen Rayleigh do it.
Yeah.
We've seen Hio do it against the sheep, and we see that that dude back in
Sabity.
Back in Sabity, and we've even seen the admirals, the 3 admirals use it as well. That's where you propel it outward.
Yeah.
Now they're saying Luffy's capable of doing one that's even beyond Hio, which is where you get into the bones of the thing.
Yeah.
So how he can't call that Ryo because he doesn't even know what it is. But and then if Kinemon knows this fucking trick, couldn't have you taught Luffy these things?
Yeah.
So
that's like what
and
I
that's
don't
what I'm saying. Like,
is...
so are you saying that the projected one I'm seeing that I've seen Rayleigh and Hio both do?
Yeah.
Are they? I know Rayleigh's able to go inside of a thing. He's known to get the more advanced one. Yeah. So what? Like only Luffy, Rayleigh, assuming Shanks, assuming Dragging, Sabo even, and then just these Scabbers are the only people in the fucking universe. Like, why can't fucking these? They're trying to kill Kaido all these fucking years, and yet Akainu can't come in there with stage 3 of the thing. It's driving me fucking nuts. Now, I was livid. You guys didn't get to stream when they first cut Kaido on the sneak attack. I was livid. I thought the only person that should have been able to cut him should be Denjiro. That's it. Not Kiku, not Kinemon. Okay? It is absurd that Kiku is able to do something that anyone in the Marines weren't able to do. Okay? And it drives, so like now I'm a little bit more like desensitized. I'm like, alright, whatever. They can cut Kaido, let them cut him up.
It like makes sense in the fact that like if they know, if they're like, if you know, if like Ryo is to hockey what it is to like what's that called? Flower lily.
Like they're hockey arrows. Yeah,
the hockey arrows, whatever. Like, so, I mean, if it's like that, then like you have to know what Ryo is and train in it and learn it and do all that, and then like that's why they know it because Ryo is something that actually samurai on Wano know, and that's why they know how to do it.
But even the Hio, the strongest one, doesn't even know the one that's about breaking the inside.
But Odin definitely did.
Well, yeah, because he cut him. But also the thing that kills me so much is this is Enma, the only sword to cut. You know, they didn't say it was his other sword, but everyone to cut him. No,
which it was
because it's 2 slices, which is hilarious. But it's Enma. Dude, the whole thing got me livid. I mean, like they hyped up this whole thing about you can't cut him, and like it's cool.
Yeah,
it is what it is now.
You know what I love about that?
It's about Oda can do whatever the fuck he wants.
It just means that Zoro didn't get that big of a power up with Enma.
No, he did,
and that he's just still gonna be strong as hell.
You saw what regardless. You saw what that sword did to his arm,
and
then we saw what he did
whatever.
to that cliff. But basically what I'm saying is if these fuckers are cutting them, then there's no reason why Zoro won't be able to cut this guy's fucking head off.
Well, what's unfortunate about it is that, I mean, it's cool, like the art's cool, you know, I guess it's cool to see the Scabbards get the upper hand on Kaido, but I don't know where that was in the Odin versus Kaido fight. But really what's the most unfortunate part of the whole thing is that, at least for me, now when like this Kaido was supposed to be someone who's impenetrable, can't be cut, can't be damaged. Even when he's captured by the Marines, nothing can stop him. He's trying to kill himself, and he can't do it, and all this stuff. But now these like 9 characters, half of them who have been gag characters since Punk Hazard, are now cutting. No, not at all. Are now cutting Kaido, damaging him, winning this fight, making him not seem all that impressive at all for this Luffy fight that's about to happen.
Yeah.
And what you want from, if you're a One Piece fan reading this whole series, what you want is for Luffy to show his shit and show his strength and show how much he's grown and get that first hit on Kaido that really damages him.
Yeah.
He should have been the only one that was able to damage him. And then the Scabbards could have come in and maybe got some shots in. But you want Luffy to get that shot, and now he doesn't. Now he's going in. We know that he can be damaged. Yeah. I expect Luffy to damage Kaido now.
I mean, you have to at this point.
So it's a little disappointing in that term, and the narrative. I mean,
it's cool. I mean, the thing is, the Scabbards are strong. I mean, right from the bat, we see
half of them are strong, but half of them aren't. Like
all...
Raizo has not been strong at all, and he was even a joke when he was trying to get the keys in Udon. He couldn't do it. Caribou did it.
He got the keys.
Caribou.
He got the wrong keys. He just stole the wrong keys.
Okay,
he got the keys though. And he also snuck into Udon, which is kind of impressive, honestly. I mean, say what you want about it. I kind of like Raizo. It's whatever. But I think the Scabbards are all kind of on equal, not all on equal strength, but they're all equally strong. We saw Inu and Neku
has been a gag.
Fight Jack straight up. Like, both of them equally fight Jack. So you know you already have youth commanders. Now you expect Kawamatsu to either be at their level or a little above, however you want to interpret. Then you also expect the Shiradoji, who they say is stronger, to be above Neku and Inu, because we see him cut Jack. Okay, we see these guys fight him. You see him straight up just go up and cut Jack. And then we assume, and we already know Ninja is strong. So, like, right off the bat, you have 5 Scabbards that are at least commander level. Okay?
5? Wait, who's the 5th? You Neku, Inu, Kawamatsu.
Kawamatsu.
Arguable, but...
Okay, arguable. That's what I'm saying. He's around that line. He's hovering, okay?
Okay, fine.
And then...
4 Yonko commanders, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then you go down, and then you had Izu, who's like with the white beard. You have Kiku. You have Kinemon, who has to be like one of the strongest species, which I hate to say, but like it's just the way who Kinemon is. He's like the number 1 guy.
It's just like we've been with him since Punk Hazard. Yeah, when we met him, he was a joke character. And he did nothing in Dressrosa. He would have been super helpful in Dressrosa, knowing now that he can do this. Can't imagine that his Rio.
He was running around with the Dolphamingo shit.
Insane, yeah, with his in the fake Dolphamingo guys.
Which is actually hilarious. I love that. But no,
okay, you would think that Rio might be able to do something to the bird cage.
Yeah, no, I know. You would expect. I guess the bird cage is stronger than Kaido scales. I was asking you that question the other day. There it is.
Well, the answer is yes.
There it is. And it's frustrating, but it is. This one in particular, they do really cool combos. They're doing cool things together. It is a beautifully drawn fight sequence.
It is beautifully
Everything drawn. About it's really cool. It's just you hate to see Oda doing Kaido like this because the whole time. So this is what I'm saying though. Is it linked up to Rio or is there something else with like Odin's will cutting him? Because even Kaido's like, what the fuck's going on? You know, it's like what the fuck is going on? He's like these attacks are nothing compared to Odin, but they're still cutting me.
I think it's obvious from this chapter because of the flashback that happens in the end where they mention Rio and they're like say like, no, we don't want to learn it, and then he's like, what about two-sword style? They're like, no, and then it shows them doing Odin's two-sword style, which to me inferred that it's like, okay, they learned both of those things.
I just feel like they realize they're not Odin. They got to find their own special ways to fight, which is what we're seeing right now. But
what you're saying with Odin's willpower is really interesting and would actually fix the problems with the Rio thing that's going on here and why the Marines couldn't damage him when they captured him 17 times or whatever it is. So that's really interesting, but the thing about that is that would need explaining, and we're deep in this. How much more loose plot holes do we need explaining? Like
we're about to enter so many flashbacks.
You think so? I think we're nearing a Kaido flashback. I think we're even next chapter. I think.
Well, these are just the flashbacks. These are just the flashbacks we just need. Okay, just right off the bat. Kaido and Kane.
But I think it'll be together. But okay.
I don't really think so together.
Well, it should be.
Can
we see our chat? What's going on here?
Right over there. There is no. Do you want to see it? I took it off.
Let's go. No, don't worry. But it has it on the side, right? No.
Oh yeah. Well, I created a separate window over here.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's where it is. I can bring it back though. Wait.
No, it's fine.
Restore chat. There it is.
Oh. Very cool. Okay.
But I made that the thumbnail.
Love that. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's so funny.
That goes back to my first. I can share you. It was my first posting on YouTube. Is Toei fucking up chapter 903, which created an entire thing where I went to war with everyone on Reddit.
It says we're not live.
What?
Look.
At 6:48 p.m. Oh, will it go after we do it? Some technical difficulties.
Oh, weird. Because it says we're going live right now.
No, it says it right there, and the stream is going.
Maybe it's a different video.
Okay, so the stream can be accessed. I'll cancel that.
Wait. Oh no, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Scan the shit out of me.
Wow, sorry.
Because oh shit.
If there was a fuck up, it would be on me.
Is it good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, we're back. And now we don't need to hear ourselves. And now we got the
Come back. Okay.
the most extraordinary panels I've ever seen. Most extraordinary pages of One Piece I've ever seen. We get Raizo.
Yo, the guy needs to get his flex.
This absolute gag of a character says, okay, so Kaido does his blast breath.
Dude, they called him a genius. They didn't call
Right
him
out.
a genius.
Oh my god. And Raizo does his ninpo, scrolling jutsu. Oh, okay, I see what they did there. Scrolling jutsu. So then Raizo, this scroll that he's had in his mouth for the whole time we've known him, really, I guess, he pulls it out. For some reason, it can absorb Kaido's blast breath, and then Kaido's like, what the hell's going on? As am I, and I'm sure all the readers of One Piece. And then he says, my scrolls can wrap around anything in existence. He closes it, and then he rewraps it around Kaido and shoots his attack,
keeps it, yeah.
back at Kaido.
Yeah.
And now he returns, and I'm just thinking, what the hell's going on?
It's got to be a double. Actually,
it has to be a double.
This makes a lot of sense, though.
Actually,
kind of cool because if it can capture everything, that explains how he can get all these weapons he's been taking out. Because if it's in the scroll, it says it can wrap around and can retrieve everything. Then he throws a knife in there, whatever. So then he always has these fucking knives and shit in there.
Wow, so it's kind of like the Yama Yama no Mi.
Which one's that?
That's Blackbeard's fruit.
Kanjuro? Oh, a little bit, yeah. A little bit in existence. It's just weird that, Oda's never mentioned him have a devil fruit.
It's like he's never done it. He's
always had this scroll.
It
would be cool if, it's just confusing.
It's very confusing.
But,
it's weird, and it's from one of the weakest... Someone who we've believed was incredibly weak. From the moment that we met him.
Thought that.
The vast majority of people. And then he's able to really, really damage a Yonko. That is weird. That is really weird.
He uses the attack from Kaido. He uses Kaido's own attack.
Yeah, but why? So this guy's Yonko strength then.
What?
If he can do that with any attack, then he should be one of the strongest people in the world.
Yeah, if you avoid the thing. Yeah. If I kind of did a magma punch, he'd be able to capture it. Yes.
So Raizo's the strongest person. Is he gonna be your number one in your top 30?
I don't know why that makes him the strongest. Did he kill?
What do you
Kaido?
mean? He can beat anyone.
He can't beat anybody.
If he can just keep catching their attacks and then throwing it back at them, then he can beat anyone.
Don't let him catch it.
How do you do that?
What? Okay, you do like all the attacks.
It would be helpful if we knew how
So Doflamingo sends an attack at him this way. He catches the scroll underneath the ground. He's setting up streams, catches him by the leg, slams him on the fucking ground.
Yeah, well, we don't know how it works. So I think he could just wrap the scroll around his body, since he can wrap around Kaido, and then he just stands there and waits for them to attack, and then he rewraps it. Boom.
You just throw him in the fucking ocean.
I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird. Whatever. I don't care. And this is a really funny panel, though. Of him running away from his own attack, because he's a gag. But it is really funny. It is really funny. I laughed when I saw it.
I'm for the ride. I was trying to get really critical with Oda and things that make no sense. I'm just for the ride.
You might have to talk up if you're over there.
Yeah. I'll come back and say it. I'm just for the ride.
So then, Master Kaido, what's happening? How can he be taking so much damage? Then you see a sick panel of Kaido.
Is he taking...
Well, he clearly is taking
Well,
damage
this
because they're
reminds-
saying that he's taking damage.
This reminds me exactly of when Luffy first fought.
Is this... How can you say this is not taking damage?
Well, he's taking damage. I know.
He's clearly taking damage.
That's his attack. This is like one of his strongest.
But
This whole panel is actually just fucking hilarious.
he's taking damage
He
throughout
gives him the
this.
full
Yeah,
page
it's
of him
hilarious.
running away. It's amazing.
I already talked about it to the chat. They heard.
I'm sorry.
You missed it. You're gone. So, you lose it on that. Then Kinnaman's huff. Oh, and then we get a little flashback with Odin where he says, come on, I'll teach you. No, thank you. We already talked about this. But Toki says... Odin actually has this hilarious line that I also laughed at. Where he says, but Odin, two-sword style is the greatest there is. Why won't they learn it? Hilarious. That's very funny. He's like... and then Toki's like, they
reminds
fought...
me like a lot of Luffy, too, in this. He's just like mad they won't like...
Yeah, that is very Luffy-esque.
Yeah.
And Odin had a lot of, like, in his terms of his personality, had a lot of parallels to Luffy.
Stealing food, shit like that,
So, and I also think the whole Yamato thing, inheriting will, I think Yamato knows something about Raftel, about inheriting will. That's why she keeps saying, I'm Odin, because she knows how inheriting will works.
Well, yeah,
And
we've been... Oh, I keep saying we've been talking about this. We text back and forth all the time about it and all these things. A lot of text messages. So we've been talking about it nonstop the past couple of weeks, but we think with that diary, that she has a diary, we believe Odin did write about Raftel, his experiences, especially with Will, and that's why she's like, I'm Odin.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone's so confused when she's saying it, but because she read the words of how Will works, of how all these things work, and it's like, it's very Oda-like.
Yeah.
Freedom, so like, I think the diary's going to play a huge part. You were saying it was going to come back. It did come back, and I hope we get a little hints into Raftel and inherited will and things like that, which would explain Kaido being cut. But
I don't know how much of it we're going to get, because, I mean, that kind of needs to be part of the Raftel reveal.
Well,
Maybe we'll get a little hint about it.
I think we're going to get it in the finishing feast. Like Luffy's going to feed the entire island. There's going to be a huge feast.
Right.
They're going to be cooking up a storm.
Classic.
And then Yamato's going to be like, here's this book. And then she might even give it to Robin, who may appreciate it a little bit more.
But even if they get that, they're going to do the Rayleigh thing.
Oh, I would... No, I'm glad you said it. I was going to say, it would be so sick she hands it to Luffy, like, these has all the answers, and he just throws it into the fire.
Yeah, he might do something like that, but it's like, I don't know, I'd be kind of annoyed with that, because it's like, we did this already 2 years ago. I mean, I respect that mindset, and I think, like, Luffy wouldn't take it, and I respect that about Luffy as a character. But I would hope that the gag would be, like, a little different. You could do something really interesting with it, and how she just hints at something. She doesn't want to give it away. Well, I don't know, But I don't know how much we're going to get. So then you get this sick double-page spread of all the scabbards. See their face. Kaido's like...
Still in Sulong, yeah.
What do you think you're doing? And then the best panel in the entire chapter. Looks so good.
Beautiful.
It's them doing Odin's two-sword style. It's a Shuridoji, Kinnaman, Denjiro, and Inuarashi. And it looks just an imposing force Kaido, even though we know that he's getting negatived right now.
Any panel with Kaido in dragon form, that's like a full page, is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't put the moon... I'm surprised Oda didn't put the moon in the background. He's been really throwing the moon back. There really is no place to put it.
It's sick.
You have fire around him and everything from the Borowrath. It's just like...
It's so good.
Looking down upon him. What did you think you're doing?
Odin, two-sword style. Yeah, so sick. And then he goes, you waste your time with this cheap imitation.
Because Kaido loves Odin. He says it with Momo. He's like, I can't believe you're Odin's
he respects
son.
Odin.
The shit out of him. He's like, you guys aren't Odin.
And even when they're during this fight, they're fighting him as like, your skills are not like Odin, so why are you cutting me?
Yeah, which is so infuriating.
It's just, it's weird.
But
I don't know.
What does he say? What's the other thing he says?
It's just like
yeah.
I read that.
Here's
and then
the
it's
first
like
thing about Rio. Listen to me. Yeah, it's amazing.
He's like teaching about Rio. He's like, listen to me, whatever. We talked about it. And then they just come at him. Those four who are doing Odin two-sword style, Paradise Totsuka, which is a play on obviously on Odin's attack. They did give him the two-sword style right over the same scar that Odin hit.
Which everyone was hinting at was going to be a weakness for Kaido.
Very cool. And then Kaido's eyes go white. Just straight negatived in chapter 992 by the Scabbards. By Raizo, really.
Yeah.
That Raizo guy.
He's about to go into human form and literally launch some
Next
heads.
chapter hits October 25th. Yeah, I also do. I mean, he got absolutely murked this.
This is very reminiscent
chapter
of Luffy fighting Kaido the first time.
Very.
Just taking out all these attacks. Kaido could still very well be drunk. He doesn't have the burps or the row thing. He looks kind of frustrated. But it looks like he's better start sending some people.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm very excited for.
I think it's gonna be something like either he's gonna like go back to hybrid or human form. He's gonna say something, then we're gonna go to a flashback, and then when we come out of the flashback, he's gonna like KO everyone.
Well, it'd be cool. The white eyes does open up the possibility that we go into the flashback now, which I wouldn't mind. I mean, it's very on par with what he did with the Whole Cake Island with Big Mom. You know, they destroy the thing and then you go into it.
I could see him doing a similar thing with Big Mom, but what he did with Big Mom is he was mixing flashback with like the current storyline.
Yeah, which was really good,
and it would make the most sense for kind of what's going on here.
The thing
how
is,
many moving parts there are.
We were talking about it. Was what do you want? What Kaido flashback do you want the most? I mean, do you want him as a child? Do you want him with the rocks? Do you want him meeting Orochi? I mean, there's so many...
I want to know... There's so many things I want to know. First of all, it's really weird that we're at the end of this arc and we still know nothing about the villain.
Are we at the end?
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're in the middle.
We're 90 chapters in.
Well, we're still...
How many more chapters do you think there are?
We're still on Act
30?
3.
There's 30 more chapters, I'm going to say. And so
at least
nearing the end. I mean, we're in the battle. We're in the final battle.
At least.
You know? I think...
Dude, I've been saying it
We're at the end of the arc.
man.
We don't know anything about Kaido,
this is
the main
long.
villain, which is weird.
Look at Wano as one arc. Look at Onigashima as a whole other new arc.
No, I don't think so. Because that doesn't make sense with the acts. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, Act 5.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, yeah. He's going over it. Whatever he's... Act 4 is going to be a long arc.
I think maybe.
Because that's the downfall.
I don't know. I could see it being like falling exposition. I could see it being like the Luffy Kaido fight, and I could see Act 4 being everyone's fights. You know. Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna do everyone. You're gonna cover everyone's fight in 30 chapters.
Well, it seems like most of the fights get off screened.
Plus a Kaido fight. I
think most of the fights get off panel, and it'll be the same for this. We will get fights. We will get to see a lot of the characters, but we're not gonna see full fights with every character.
Yeah.
And then I don't even remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, what do I want in the Kaido flashback? I want Kaido's lineage and how it relates, or how it connected him, like if he's a mythical beast, what his devil fruit is. We still don't even know what his devil fruit is, so we need to know what his devil fruit is, why he is the way he is, why he's upset, why he's depressed, why he wants to kill himself, how he got hooked up with Orochi's grandma. I want to see how he got hooked up with King and what King's race deal is. And then I want to see... I guess that's it. I feel like there's one other thing.
Rocks.
God Valley. God Valley. Yeah,
I
want to see God Valley. Exactly.
Those
are the things. The biggest
and,
thing. The biggest thing, yeah.
Those
are the things that I want.
Last chapter, very interesting, is when Kaido's talking about pirate alliances. And whenever anything hits the shitter, they will always leave you behind. Which is making me think... Was Kaido left behind on God Valley? Like, was he a part of this alliance? Did he kind of trust him a lot? But then in God Valley, when they started losing, and that could be the first time he got captured by the Marines, is like he gets betrayed, and like he had this like idolization of the rocks and Big Mom and all of them, and that.
And what he owes Big Mom for.
I think that would be a very cool little twist on it, but I think it's very cool that he's the one who says pirate alliances never work. Whenever things go bad, they will abandon you. And we know he was in a huge pirate alliance. We know that pirate alliance lost to the Marines. So it could be a cool way of tying in where he's like, I know because shit hit the fan for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. I think it's weird that there's so many loose plot lines with Kaido that I can't even remember them all.
No, it's tough. It really is tough.
I hope that we get answers.
We will.
I'm not sure how we're going to get all of these answers in just a fight, a war on Onigashima, how those answers are going to come about, but I am expecting a lot of answers. Because we've continuously been getting a lot of questions throughout this arc.
I think by the end of Wano, people are going to be sympathetic to Kaido.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Big
could
time.
agree with that. But I also think that the suicide thing was kind of setting up Kaido to be the first person or creature that Luffy kills.
I would love that. I mean, I would absolutely. I still think.
Or that just maybe Luffy doesn't do it, but Kaido dies.
I think Zoro's gonna kill him. I've been saying it. I think it's
maybe
gonna be.
Zoro.
I think it's gonna be very
Zoro's
similar.
the cold-blooded one.
I think it's gonna be very similar.
ZKKC. I love that for the agenda, Tyler.
I think it's gonna be.
That looks good on you.
Which one?
You thinking Zoro's gonna kill Kaido?
I think it's gonna be very
That's a good
similar
look for
to Zoro and Luffy's first fight when Luffy took out Axe Hand Morgan's. He's celebrating. Axe Hand Morgan's a sneaky motherfucker. Came out about to cut off his head,
He took
and then
Helmeppo
Zoro,
yeah.
and then Zoro's there and he cuts him off, and
Yeah.
then Luffy's like, "Thanks for the save." He's like, "No problem." I can see very
Problem, Captain.
like
That's
Luffy-
the first time that Zoro calls him Captain.
Yeah, it's so cool. The other thing I would love to see is because I'm still under the belief the Marines are going to come to Wano, right? I think the Marines are going to win Wano. I think one of the biggest moves Momosuke
I don't
can
think the Marines are
do.
gonna come to Wano, but
I think one of the biggest moves that the Momo can do is actually side with the Marines and not Luffy. That way to open the borders,
interesting.
which is very cool. So it would be kind of cool if almost like Kaido kind of holds down the base, kind of like what Whitebeard did. Because Kaido wants to be like Whitebeard. The whole time we're seeing him, he's jealous of the way Whitebeard went out.
Yeah.
From the beginning, he wants to go out in a glorious way. So what's a more glorious way as Kaido taking on like every fucking Marine? Just kind of holding down the fort. But
Absolutely.
then you don't get the satisfaction of Luffy taking him out.
Right, which sucks.
But I'm under the belief that Kaido needs to die this arc.
I originally
Maybe
thought
he
that
dies
Kaido
for
needs to die.
Maybe
now,
he dies for Yamato. He's gonna have a good moment.
Now that
with
he's
Yamato.
getting destroyed like this, it's kind of like not as appealing to me as an idea for him to die. Because now I kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, he's just getting absolutely murked here. Now, does he need to die?
You think he's like upset? I think
I don't know. I don't know if
next
he needs to
chapter
die.
we're gonna see the happiest Kaido you've ever seen.
Maybe.
Kaido's gonna come out of this shit. He's like, finally, a fight.
I don't
Finally,
think...
something to get me going.
Maybe.
Finally,
Maybe.
something to get me
I
excited.
could see it, yeah.
And then
I
you're
could
gonna
see that. I could definitely see that.
a scary Kaido, and because
Well, he's much stronger in his human form, clearly. That's very obvious.
I think it's easier for him to take out singular people.
He only takes damage when he's in his dragon form, and he only has successful attacks when he's in his human form. So, just based on what I've read so far as Patrol, that's what it seems like his human form is stronger. Is he going to have a hybrid form? I do not know. We have not seen any mythical zone have a hybrid form yet.
Well, we've never seen a hybrid. I think Oda's just waiting for it.
We've never seen a what?
We've never seen a hybrid
Mythical or ancient zone.
Oh, well, I guess we've seen hybrid with
Every other zone.
with Rob Lucci.
Yeah.
Um.
So that's interesting. I think it's way more likely that the Revolutionary Army shows up. I think there's way more connections to Wano with the Revolutionary Army. Even though, I mean, Wano, you see, like, the Marines say, like, we can't, like...
Well, the Marines...
I guess there's connections to both, because, like, Kizaru's like, do you want me to stop this Big Mom Kaido meeting?
Yeah.
Like, they have that whole meeting where they explain God Valley, where they talk about Odin, where they're like, something weird's going on there. They're like, we can't go there. The samurai are too strong.
CP0's already been there.
CP0's been there.
They've been buying... Seastone comes from Wano.
But this is what I think. This is what I think makes more sense. The Revolutionary Armies, you have Sabo, who has this whole thing with Reverie. We don't know where he is. We don't know what happened there.
Dr. Correa.
That something needs to happen there. We also know that Dragon was not at Mary Joy with the rest of the Revolutionary Army. Everyone's calling Dragon weak now.
We don't know that, actually. We don't know that.
We just didn't see him. So
well,
we're led to believe
we know it was windy.
Yes.
We know it was windy.
There was that one panel of wind or whatever.
Dude, I mean, if they saying it, man, I mean, that there's a reason why Oda writes things. Okay.
There's these weapons at Wano that, was it Koala that mentioned it or Sabo at Dressrosa?
No, it was Koala and Sabo. The whole reason why the Revolutionary Army was in Dressrosa was to figure out where all these weapons are coming from to fuel these wars throughout One Piece. And the answer is Wano.
So
even when they were in
Dressrosa,
like, this isn't it. It's coming from somewhere else. So there is a linkage to...
Yeah.
They're searching for the weapons. We know the weapons are coming from here. And it would be a huge...
Dragon might not have been at Marihoy because he's coming to Wano. That makes sense to me. He wants to take out the weapons.
Well, the other thing you gotta know about is that anybody that knows anything, you know, like Sangoku, Garp, Kaido, Big Mom, Whitebeard, they know this 20-year thing, right? They know this thing's coming.
You'd assume.
How do they know the 20-year thing?
The Dawn shit.
Why would the Marines know that? The Marines don't know the 20-year thing.
Dragon knows about it.
No, why would Dragon know about it?
What?
Dragon doesn't
There's
know
really
about it.
a prophecy about it.
But no one knows the prophecy except for people in Wano. No, there's no way that the Marines know about the 20 years. Marco knows about it. Shanks should know about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe Shanks comes.
Dude.
I could see Shanks coming.
Expect
This is what I think.
everybody and anybody.
I don't
to
think
show
that
up
at all.
Wano.
I don't think that at all. I think Chapter 1000, one other group is gonna come. I could see it being anyone, but I think most likely you are the one that said it, and I think you're right. Chapter 1000, Luffy meets his dad.
It needs to be it. I would be.
I thought it was the Marines. It's both.
I would be if we get anything but Dragon Chapter 1000. I'm gonna be excited.
Anything cool would be.
I'm gonna
cool,
be
man.
no. I'm gonna be
anything
disappointed.
big. I'd be pumped.
Does anyone remember Chapter 100 in Lowtown? Like, if we get Chapter 1000 and it's just Dragon given a narrative,
yeah,
very much like Berserk, where it's just like there comes a time, everyone has their fate, this shit, that shit, dude.
That's so dumb.
Do you want us to go find one? Where is this shit? Dude, the beginning of Chapter 100, when we first meet Dragon, we already know it's Luffy's dad, is one of the hottest intros of all time. And now, if we don't get Dragon, I'm actually gonna be upset. I'd
be cool with so many things. I'd be cool with so many things as long as something big happens that is done well. I'm
gonna be okay for a lot of things. I mean, I'm kind of going over it a little bit, but like if Smoker shows up in SSG gear,
that's sick.
It'd be sick. If we get to see Vegapunk Chapter 1000, that'd be fucking sick, and that kind of ties into Kaido's, which I would love if Kaido was an experiment. One of those things. If we get Green Bull showing up, that would be sick.
Yeah, Green Bull's another one that I thought was possible.
If you get...
Because he's like, it seems like he's a samurai swordsman, and he's not eating. That goes into like the Tama thing.
I mean, better not be Odin. I would be so fucking mad.
It could be like Katetsu. No, he's dead, right? I don't know. I mean, I think it's really like, where the fuck is? It's time for our Where the Fuck Is segment.
Oh, my...
Burning Hard Boiled. Mine is Where the Fuck is Tenguyama Hitetsu.
It's a good one.
Where is that guy? He was a huge character at the beginning of the arc, and now he's just gone. He didn't come to Onigashima. I was so weirded out by that. I did not understand.
Well, he already served his purpose. Okay, and his purpose was to hand Zoro Enma. His whole job was to protect that fucking sword.
I thought he was like a strong. I don't know. I guess
he's just not. Useless. He's not. I mean, what's happened to what's her name? I mean, what happened to the pig? The fucking mountain. That's why I think the fight needs to leave Onigashima. It needs to go back into Wano
game. You think the pig's coming back?
I think he has to. You don't have a baby pig in a flashback not to be an adult pig.
Maybe that's the skull.
Sorry, don't do that to me. Anyways, I've been looking it up. Here it is. Chapter 100.
Okay, read
it
for us.
The legend begins. Chapter 100, and it's just
it's just like narration,
dude. It's so sick, and it's just a cloaked man in the rain.
Dragon looks.
These things cannot be stopped. An inherited strength of will, one's dreams, the ebb and flow of the ages. So fucking berserk. As long as people hunger for freedom, these things will exist. Gold Roger, king of the pirates. So that's a Roger quote, right? Which means Dragon talks to him. Anyway, sick. And then it says, and then just Dragon smirking. A pirate, eh? Not a bad idea. Okay, and then it goes, legend begins, goes right into Luffy eating meat. Okay, like that's how chapter 100 begins. So if I get a Dragon monologue of him just talking, like
that's not him talking, that's narration.
No, it's narration, but that's like him.
If I get narration and I just see a stoic dragon standing at the hull of a ship, I'm losing my fucking mind.
He doesn't even need to show up to Wano. He doesn't even need to show up that chapter. If I just see him,
just let me see him.
Can we talk about this smirk right?
I mean, dude, that is
pirate.
Literally show that to the camera. Maybe hopefully we don't get
not a bad idea. So this is what I'm saying. These are the standards we have for mile marks. Okay, so this is chapter 100.
So good.
You want me to go into chapter 500?
What happened in 500? That's when they meet Rayleigh?
That's when Rayleigh tells him about the One Piece. So this is 500. So Oda loves milestones.
He loves milestones. Something big is going to happen, I think.
Also, the theory is that I've heard that supposedly he rushed Lowtown just so he can get that in chapter 100. So he cares about... Dude, chapter 1000 for any manga, for any artist, is huge. Like, that's, like, it's unbelievable this thing's made.
Insane, yeah.
So you gotta know when he was on, like, 825. He's like, oh, I'm getting close. Like, I'm gonna do it.
This, yeah.
And you know he's been like, what am I gonna do for 1,000? Luffy meeting his dad could be just the coolest fucking thing of all time.
Luffy meeting, I think, because Luffy can't meet Shanks yet, because obviously Shanks' bar for a great pirate is on par with him. So the Shanks reunion has to be after Luffy beats a Yonko, in my opinion. And
okay, yeah. So chapter chapter 500 ends. Rayleigh's in the jail. So when you get introduced,
yeah, it's when you get introduced. That's what.
So Rayleigh, Pirate King's right arm, former Roger, and that's how it ends. So like we're getting, and also you're getting you get a little law action. You get just so much history in it. You know, you get what's her name in there. You get Cammy in the jail cell. You get Law. You get Kid.
It could be a lot of things that would make me.
There's only one thing that gets me excited though, and that's Dragon Chapter 1000.
All right. What's your? Oh, do you want to do your where the fuck is?
Oh, my where the fuck is Law.
Oh yeah, I think I texted this to the other day. I think Law and Killer and Kid they just left. They're out. They just were like, fuck this. We have no stake in this race. We don't care. I mean, maybe Killer and Kid want to fuck up Apu, I guess, but I mean, yeah, we haven't seen them in so long. Like, what are they doing? This fight is raging like in a big way. I don't understand where they are, what they're doing.
Well, I think Kid. Okay, the other thing that's going on with Onigashiyama, which I think is going to play a huge part, is that we were informed there's two ways to enter. You know, you have the normal way, which Destroyers came through, and we also know there's that hidden tunnel or whatever. Yeah. Someone's coming through that tunnel. Yeah. I don't know who it is, or maybe it's an escape route.
Yeah, where the fuck are the rest of the Big Mom pirates?
It could be them. Dude, there's a lot of interesting things happening in the chapter. I thoroughly enjoyed this chapter. I'm, like I already said, when Kaido was stabbed, I was furious. I went on a bunch of tangents, was not happy about it. Now I accepted it, so I don't mind him cutting them. He's getting cut now. It is what it is. But, so, we need the Big Mom Pirates. Where the fuck is Law? Okay, I haven't seen him in forever, but you know he's up to something smart, you know, so let's see how it plays out. Things are starting to heat up. It's a shame that we had the 2-week break because Oda usually plans his breaks accordingly. You know,
the fact that he said, I want to get to Chapter 1000 this year, even makes it more obvious that he's going to do something big.
Oh, it needs to be something big. Dude, and, like, come on. Like, if it's not Dragon, I'm going to be disappointed.
Like, he's pumped to get to
Even if it's Vegapunk, I will be...
You're just being selfish now.
Yeah, I am being a little selfish. Okay, it should be Dragon. I mean, it should be Dragon.
Alright, my overall thoughts on the chapter. I would say I also enjoyed the chapter. I think the art was really good. It's cool to see fight sequences, which we haven't seen for a while, really, like a drawn-out fight. These are some of the best battles we've gotten in, like, the entirety of Wano. Yeah. It looks beautiful. Love the Big Mom Peros Marco discussion in the beginning.
The calm talk. Yeah.
Love that.
Do you not trust me?
Yeah, do you not
setting
trust me?
Up a nice
I love
little
setting up
bit,
Karen and Wanda versus Peros Pero.
The Kawamatsu thing's got you thinking now too, doesn't it? Him being
Kawamatsu thing is very interesting. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was a really odd decision, narratively and creatively, to have the Scabbards like beat up on Kaido like this and have them be the ones that draw the first blood and not Luffy and take out the steam a little bit of that fight. In my opinion, I thought it was really weird. It was. When I read it in the spoilers, I was like, okay, this is bizarre.
So I was going to ask you, he's a new spoiler guy now.
Yeah.
He completely broke down. He's in the spoiler game. And you got to get adjusted to be spoilers you take another person's words from. Chapter was a lot better than you expected coming from the spoilers, right? Just because of drawings.
Just because of the art, yeah. But, I mean, I knew that I was going to have to take the spoilers with a grain of salt. But what the spoilers do, which is really interesting, is they really soften the blow. Because I'm learning about what's happening in the chapter every single day throughout the week. Helps. So then when I get the chapter, like I basically already know what's happening. Like my anger about certain things is past. But when I'm waiting all week, like not looking at spoilers, like trying to avoid spoilers, and then I read the chapter and I'm like, this is what happened?
Yeah.
And then I'm blowing caskets.
Soften the blows.
I was like, okay, whatever. Like I knew it was gonna happen. The art's really good. I enjoyed reading it. It was a fun read. It was definitely a fun chapter. I enjoyed it, and I think there's a lot of really, really, really interesting things that are going to happen in the future, and where we can go from here. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'm just excited to see the Scabbards get killed.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to happen.
You know they're going to get fucked up.
Yeah, they're going to I think they're getting KO'd.
I want Doji to die. I mean...
Why are you singling out Doji?
Me personally...
Because all of his comrades died.
Died. Even when he met Odin, he said, like, kill me, like, give me a sacrificial thing. He's kind of one of those guys that can do it. He hasn't really had a lot of side story.
He's like an edgelord, kid. He's, like, super edgy,
but for me,
sad.
I love death scenes. I think death scenes are some of the best things you can do because it really takes an emotional impact of a scene that much farther.
If done well, yeah.
If done well, So I'm a big fan. That's why I love Game of Thrones, because just like death scene after death scene changes up a whole narrative. You kill a guy, he has like 2 family members you never even knew about. It just, death scenes add a lot. Odin rarely does it. So I definitely think some Scabbards need to die. And if I'm just looking at Scabbards, it's like, okay, you can knock off Neko and Ino. There's 2 of them. Makes sense. You could knock off Doji. He's strong, but he has a reason to die. Kinemon can't die because he needs to meet up with his wife. So he can't die. He also needs to kind of advise Momo and shit like that. Maybe Izo too. Depends on.
Would love for Izo to die.
Izo could die would be phenomenal. He doesn't belong in this arc, even though he does.
Even though he does, he doesn't.
He doesn't. I mean, you knew he had.
He wasn't there through all of it with Wano. He left. He became like.
Okay. Well, the thing is that if Marco showed up and Izu wasn't there, people would be freaking out. Okay, it's like the guy's a Whitebeard pirate. You had to assume he's going to be coming along. So it's just like one of those things. Oda already decided to draw him with guns of Marine Ford, so he couldn't come back from that one. So it's just like, this is the world we live in. It's like Oda's like, it's the world we live in.
I mean, in Marine Ford it was sick. You got a samurai with guns. That was very cool.
It made no sense.
No, it was cool. I thought in Marine Ford. In Marine Ford, I was like, this is interesting. It's cool. A little play on the samurai. But here it's a little weird.
Yeah, I fucking hated it. I would love though to see a scene with Izu. I'm not sure if it's possible, but like him using the guns as not as like
Ben Beckman.
Yeah, like Ben, but no, almost like protecting himself a little bit, like use him as blocker and then like underneath shot. Like, that would be a sick fucking combo panel. But we're not getting it. Everything else is getting off screen.
We're not getting that.
But
we're gonna get fights on screen. We're gonna get fights. And that's it.
So Friday night, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. It's National Mushroom Day. I just figured it out.
Okay, so we know what you're doing tonight.
I don't have any mushrooms. I do have other things, though. But
alright, incriminate yourself on stream before we go. And subscribe so you know when these live tests are going on. You can come in, tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife.
Yeah.
And, we would love to have more discussion. We'd love to reply to people in the chat and have people tell us what they agree with, what they disagree with.
Love people hopping into the chat.
Give us a like.
Want to make it a bowl.
Share the stream.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Thank you. How do we end it?
I think I hit a button or something.
End stream?
End stream, yeah. As simple as that.